Hi there everyone, my name's Helen. I'm the Community Engagement Manager here at Gloucester Cathedral, and this is Lesley Andrew, and we've been working together for maybe 3 years, I think. Do you want to introduce yourself, Lesley?
Yeah, my name is Lesley Andrew. I work for Adult Education. I'm a learning coordinator with responsibility for Gloucester, Stride and Cheltenham, and we set up activities for families and for adults.
Yes. And so we've been working together to deliver courses and activity sessions in partnership here at the Cathedral. And more recently we've set up a gardening group for vulnerable adults, which is going really, really well. So we've asked Lesley to come along and help us put together simple Christmas wreaths that we can all try at home. Shall we get cracking?
Let's have a go.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a range of different things that you can use. You can either use things that you've already got at home, or if you're lucky enough to have a garden, then you can use things in your garden as well. A lot of the resources that we've got today are from the scrap store, and anything that's fresh is from the Cathedral grounds. So there's two different types that we can do. We can do a basic ring, or we can do a willow one. If you do a willow one, I would suggest that you only do half of it, and then leave some of the willow on show. With this size, you can add anything to it.
Yeah, let's have a go.
Okay, so Helen's going to have a go at the ivy one.
Yeah, so I started this beforehand, just wrapping some ivy around and securing it with ties, so I'm going to keep doing that. So ivy's great, it's a bit bendy. If you have any form of allergy to plants, you might want to wear some thin gloves to do this. I think we're all right here, but you just wrap it right. And I've been shown earlier, because Lesley is the expert on this, not me. And then using a little tie, or you can use garden wire just to secure it round. And you can just keep building and building with lots of different foliage.
Excellent. The other quick one to do is if you use tinsel, and the tinsel one.
What's here?
Oh, sorry. So the tinsel one is even easier, because all you need to do is tie it on with a bit of wire again. And if you get the little packets of sandwich bags that come with the white wire ties, if you've got any silver tinsel, you can use that instead of these ones. With the tinsel, all you need to do, and this is a great one for children to do as well, is to thread it through, and then just keep going until you get all the way to the end. And then you can use that as a basis to add other things. So if you want to add a little bit of extra holly or some more ivy on top of it, then you can. So you just go all the way around until you get to the end. So that's an easy, simple one to do. If you have some willow in your garden, you can save the willow and you can make your own willow wreath, or you might buy one of these online or somewhere. These ones are quite good, because then you can attach pine cones to them as well. And that's a really easy process. All you need to do is get a cone. Okay, so then you've got a longer piece of twine this time. What you need to remember to do is to leave about 1 inch or 1.5 inches, because that's what you're going to use to tie it. Wrap that around the bottom of the pine cone, give it a little twist, and then use your wreath. One of the bits you just thread in, and then the other bit you can use to tie it on. Now the advantage of these is that if you have a look at your wreath and it's not tied on, or it's not at the right angle that you'd like it to be at, because it's wire, you can just twist it to tighten it up, and then you can move it around. So if you want it over there, you can do, or if you want it down there, you can turn it around. So once you add more things to your wreath, sometimes things start to move a bit. Yeah. The other thing that you might have in your garden is some holly or anything with berries. Now these look quite nice and bright and colourful, but the berries don't actually last very long. Again, you can just weave them in or just stick them in. I prefer to leave those for the birds, and then you can use some fake berries to add a bit of colour to your decoration. So it's up to you what you would like to do. If you've got any conifer, these are brilliant for adding to wreaths. All you need to remember to do is strip some of the leaves at the bottom, and then that way you've got a bit that you can then poke in, and it just all starts to hold together. And depending on how big you want it to do, you can get it to go all the way around. If you've got an old Christmas tree that's stuck in the loft, then this is an activity for an adult rather than a child, because what you will need to do is use some pliers, because it's wire inside, you need to cut it, and then it's quite sharp at the end, so just be careful. But once it is cut, it's really easy to make into the wreath.
Which way did we start?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So you just made it round. That's what I love. That's brilliant.
So that's probably the easiest one.
Beautiful. Should we talk about this one as well? Because
Yes, that's a nice one.
This is very bright and colourful, and I do like it.
So this one is a really easy one to do. Again, you can use any size. These are just from the scrap store. Anybody who's members of the scrap store will recognise those. Just strips of material. So what I tend to do is cut them first. So it's about an arm's length. And then cut them in half again. And it's really simple. All you do is fold it in half, make a loop, get whatever you're going to use for your base, put the loop underneath, and then catch the 2 bits of thread or material, whatever you're going to use, and then just pull it.
Brilliant.
And then just go all the way around.
And it's worth saying about Scrap Store as a charity, and they work with organisations across the county to take in surplus things that people don't want anymore, but can be reused for crafts like this. And there's generally a scrap store in most larger cities, so there's definitely one in Bristol, one in Gloucester, and it's a fantastic resource. They also have a brilliant shop, which you can probably spend lots of money on.
And you can also get family membership as well.
That's amazing, thank you so much. My Ivy one is a work in progress. It's not quite as good, but we'll get
It will
there.
look stunning. It will look stunning.
Thank you for coming in, Lesley, it's been brilliant.
Thank you.